What is up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck. It's Monday. I'm Osiris. It's Chewy. This way.
What's up?
How you doing, my dude?
I'm good, man. This is a Monday. Like, it peaked in badness at like 7:40 in the morning. And after that, I was like, it's all downhill from here. We're good.
I think that's probably pretty. That's probably a pretty good thing to have happen.
Yeah, usually when like bad stuff happens, like it either happens right at the beginning of the day or right at the end of the workday. And I will take beginning because then you can actually like be like, you have to serve a punishment of some sort.
Isn't it Newfound Glory that has a song of like, it's all downhill from here? It's like the opposite of that.
From here. Pretty much. Well, at least with the bad times, it's all downhill. Who we got in the chat? Commander Bear. Ooh, I haven't seen Commander Bear.
I know, dude.
What's up, man? Brez, Stash, welcome. Kibobo,
Willio,
of course.
Keone.
Hey, if you guys are here, shout it out. If you want me to hear your name or extremely screw it up.
I do want to give a quick shout out to Befuddled Sport for following, because that is quite possibly my favorite username that I've seen in a very long time.
I like it. Frisco Melt, the realist. Got that blue M. We got the pink M's popping up now.
Yeah, the pink ones coming in hot.
Mike Clicks, welcome to the Monday show, man.
Yeah. Ooh.
For those of you wondering what we do before stream, we were just making ASMR noises into each other's mics. So like slurping water and clicking switches and scratching things with ridges, because that's what you get.
We're going to make a keyboard ASMR stream.
Anyway, it's Monday. It's Monday, which means just the two of us. And
Unsubbed.
We're going to go through some mail, and then we're going to talk about, we're going to have you guys are going to beard scratching ASMR. All right, sounds good. After the show. And we're going to in a little bit, you guys are going to help us with some polls. We like information. I don't know if you guys like information. I love information.
Me too. Yeah, we were talking about it today. We're trying to figure out what we wanted to talk about today, and Chewy was like, they have this new poll thing they've had for a little bit on Twitch, and we could use that. And I was like, yeah, we could totally ask and see what the chat thinks, what our viewers, see if we've convinced them of our ways, or if they're still stuck in their ways. I'm interested to see.
We hope that we have at least gotten you off of MX Reds or something, like a Greetech Red onto something. Maybe you've gone from a Greetech Red to an MX or Cherry MX Red, and I'm like, you know what? Props. It's progress.
Progress is everything. Well, first off, quick shout out to our sponsors. First up, we've got. I'm gonna go in the middle. I'm gonna go in the middle here.
I just kind of start going.
We got Project Keyboard. You can go to mechsondeck.project.link. Pick up. Oh, what set is he running? Apollo. That's what it is.
Nope.
Not Apollo. That's TX Keyboards. Ashes.
There it is.
I'm terrible. I literally spent like 2 hours on both the TX US site and the Korean, like the international site today, trying to figure out if I could buy Switch films and get them in less than a month. But I found a US vendor that had them. So
there you go.
Rick Clack and I bought 1,000 combined. So we're set for a minute.
$20.
Yeah, I mean, we're good. But you can go to Project Keyboard, mechsondeck.project.link, pick up GMK Ashes, designed by our good friend and former guest and future guest of the show, Tyson. Good dude. Ooh.
Haha 1000.
Haha 1000.
Thank you, my dude. Appreciate the 8 months. What's
going
up?
on? G Beaster, we're just going through our sponsors, and then we're gonna get into some polls, little community outreach, if you will. So next up, we've started in the Milk Can of Keys, one of our newest sponsors. He is UPass is doing some awesome stuff. I will still say the ANSI is of obtainable PCBs. It's one of the best. It's number 2. I would say number 1 on ones that are easily accessible to get. He is running GMK Honey and Cat Atlantis, both awesome sets. So be sure to get in on that while you can.
Yeah, absolutely. And then next up we have Zap Cables. Make some of the best cables in the business. Dropping cables every couple weeks, every now and then. So stay tuned to zapcables.com. Pick up one of their runs and get yourself a fancy ass cable.
Hell yeah, dude. Sorry, I'm trying to mute my phone and it doesn't. It's just like, nope.
No, it's okay. You're good. I'll hit one more. All right. Switchmod.net. You can go to switchmod.net/Mechs on deck. Get 4% off everything that they've got in stock. They've got lube. They've got some DCS keycaps. They got some stickers. I don't think he's running a set this month, but stay tuned. He runs sets. He runs boards occasionally. So keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes peeled.
And you always need lube. So next up, we're going to go to Dixie Mech. You can go to mechsondeck.dixiemech.com. Check out GMK Botanical will be starting soon. So definitely a set. I'm very interested in GMK Botanical. As well as if you're wondering, like, what our entire lives have been consumed by Mech Madness 2020. So be sure to get your votes in. I've been enjoying voting all day, watching my bracket crumble. But other than that, you can also get in on the Dixie Dozen. So if you get in on Botanical, you can get entered to win a year's worth of 20% off coupons. So be sure to check that out.
Pretty freaking dope. Yeah, and then last but not least, sorry, I just realized that I had the music still going, which...
Hey, man. Hey, we're just jamming.
We're jamming. We're vibing, dude. We're vibing.
Always.
Fluffy unicorns. Unicrons. I'm assuming that's because unicorns was probably taken. Recommended lube for Zelio V2 62 grams. I would say probably 3203. You could use 3204 if you want it to be a little bit less tactile. So 3203 will get you a more true feel of the switch, maybe just a little bit smoother. Whereas 3204 will get you that same Kibobo. 3204 will get you that same smoothness, but will reduce a little bit of the tactility. But rolling back on our last sponsor, that will be Type Beast. Check them out. They're doing their newsletters that they've got. They just put out round 1, so definitely want to check that out and be signed up for that. It's pretty cool little thing that they're doing.
It's really well written, and we'll talk about it for just a quick second. It's very well written, and it's not he's not trying to do something where it's like, this is everything you need to know. This is like, I have my specific likes and dislikes, and I'm wanting to share. And not even dislikes, as much as it's just what he's interested in. And this is a guy that has lots of nicer keyboards and he's opinionated, and that's definitely not a bad thing. So here is the link. To just put the link to his thing. It's a great read. He said some nice words about us, so thank you. And I would definitely subscribe. It's couple minutes, interesting read.
Yeah, worth it. Check it out.
Why not?
Sign up if you want to be in the know. I know that I see Perez asking questions about Mech Madness. Be sure to vote at Dixie Mech on Instagram. Make sure you're following him. Make sure you vote on what you think should win each matchup every day. With the votes, I believe they will be posted. I don't know if they'll post like exact numbers, but he does have access to that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have a lot of that information for us on the actual streams on Fridays. So
yeah. So in Friday we have added for 5 more weeks, we will be covering Mech Madness. So be sure to check it out Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time. We'll be going over this round 1 crazy round. Lots of fun stuff already happening. So be sure to get your votes in. Every vote counts. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think both Chewy and I have already had some bracket breakers. So we're not going to talk a little as much about that today, but we will in length on Friday.
Absolutely.
So
voice time.
Ooh. Hello.
Hello.
So
yeah, brother.
You've got some mail. I've got some mail. Combined, we have 1 piece of mail total.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you're showing yours, but that's the only mail I have. So, I guess I can go first since mine's a little bit less exciting. I don't know what all you're showing off.
Just a few things, but you can go ahead and go.
All right. So, I have got GMK white on black, black on white extension kit. This is just the white on black because Chewy has black on white. We split it.
It was that simple.
I wasn't necessarily thinking as much when I was looking at it. I was like, oh yeah, sure. I could just use that with minimal. I forgot about, hey, it doesn't come with alts and Windows key and
didn't think about that.
I didn't even think about that. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll just use the escape and the enter.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool for
as like accent. Yeah.
Yeah. Some fun accents.
So, and then you could use like if you're putting like a minimal on a like a Alice style layout, you could use the shifts from this instead of the shifts from minimal.
Mm-hmm.
So
that, and you can also do some like modern Dolch light, like some really harsh contrast.
There you go.
Hey, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with just a little extra. So, and then I got the white. I completely forgot about it, but we're gonna switch my camera real quick because it's fun.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that.
She's guys top down.
No, dude. So I made these this weekend. These are going in the build tomorrow. Come on. There we go. Here we go.
You might need to back up a little bit. Might have.
Here. So they're Zycos, but with turquoise Telio bottoms. So they look like Zycos on meth. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's an interesting switch because the person that I am building this for opted to stay with the 63.5 gram springs. So, and then guess what? I got even more.
You're all about those Zycos today.
So I'm building my wife a board soon. She really loves Zycos. And someone who made them and was not as big of a fan of them, was looking to get rid of them, picked them up. Boom. Easy.
There you go.
Like, why not share the Zyco love? If you want to know more about those switches, I will be talking about them again in more detail tomorrow. Janky Render asks, could I make a Zyco with a Telio V1 bottom? You can. I don't know if it'll be as tight as Rick delivered them to me. Although technically I picked them up. But you could make it. I haven't tried it, but I just don't think it would be as tactile and based on the leaf. So V1 stems had pre-travel before the bump, and that's something that they changed in V2, and I'm not quite sure if that comes from the stem or from excuse me, if that comes from the stem or if that comes from the leaf or both, who knows? But I mean, try it. See, you might like it more than a normal cycle.
Yeah, I mean, V1s are less tactile than V2s, and if there's anything, any of that comes from the leaf, as far as the lower tactility, it'll be a little bit less aggressive than a normal Zyko is, which some people would prefer. So, is that all? That all you got? That's your mail.
That is the mail. Yes, for Rick Clark, my wife is playing Assassin's Creed behind me. So, anyway,
Hey, that's how
who
it
knows?
is.
You know what? If you're a gamer and then you want to keep playing games, so fun quick story. My wife, like, she loved the Mario games, Nintendo games, and then we wanted to play more games together, and so I built her a gaming PC in hopes that she would be more involved in different games and a wider variety of games, and she took to it and play it now. It's so good. Favorite game ever, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's a great one. Can't confirm. I mean, a lot of us, I would say, are gamers here, so check out the games. We played Overwatch for that summer was insane. It was go to work, come home, eat, play Overwatch, go to bed, wake up, repeat.
Yeah, it was quite possibly, yeah, like it was literally every day we were playing like 6 hours of Overwatch.
Oh yeah.
And the weekends it was like
get some chores done in the morning.
Yeah, and then start
play
playing
Overwatch, take a small break, maybe nap, eat, play Overwatch.
Yeah, or it'd be like we play Overwatch up until everyone got to our house.
Yep.
Have people over. Everyone would leave at like midnight or a little bit later, and then we would stay up until like 3 a.m. playing Overwatch. While intoxicated.
Yes.
Oh man, that was fun. That was fun. Yes, and my dog is very out. He's still tired from spending a lot of time at my parents' house yesterday, so lots of long walks. So he's a good boy.
Let's get into it though. So we want this, as I said at the beginning, but for those of you who are now joining us, we're going to be posting some polls and talking about them. I know some of you guys definitely enjoy it, but we love like information. We love seeing what people like and what people don't like. So we're just going to be posting some polls and talking about them, about different, this community is built around preference and built around liking different things. And what we try and preach as much as possible is, test stuff, like stuff because you like them, don't like stuff because someone else likes them. And keep on going through this awesome hobby that drains the wallet.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we're gonna do some polls tonight. We're gonna do we have a couple different ones lined up that we're planning on doing. I think Chew's gonna get the first one set up, and then we might ask y'all if there are any that you want to have us ask as well. This is kind of, community is all about preference. We all know that. But it's also really cool to see the information of where the community's at, because it does change so much throughout the year, based on what keycap sets are out, what keyboards are out, and what switches are coming out, what switches are new. So we like to have that info.
So do we want to do 3 minutes or 2 minutes?
We can do 3 minutes. But
if we find that it's too long, then we will continue. We will switch it to 2 minutes.
All right, let me get to the scene, see if this, hopefully this works the way that it's supposed to. Okay, it's very, very small.
Hey, you know what? It works. It's there though.
It's there. All right, let's see if I can make this can I make this bigger but smaller at the same time?
The poll should be at the top of chat. So if you are, I don't exactly know how it works on mobile, I can check really quick, but
I don't want to put it over my face.
you should be able to vote for it on your phone if you are watching on your phone. If you're watching on your computer, you do have to have chat. It does not work on mobile, so we will have some skewed
Here,
answers for those who are on.
Wait, I will find a way, chat. I will find a way. Twitch polls. There's a way of how to work, how to use it on mobile.
It's at the top on mobile. That's what Brett says.
Yeah. Yeah, mobile viewers can only view the polls using the chat/vote chat command followed by the number for which option. So if you are on mobile, type //vote and then 1 or 2 or 3. So 1 would be linear, 2 would be tactile, and 3 would be clicky. This is from Twitch, what they say.
What if you like both? Well, 1, there are 3 options, and 2, what do you prefer the most? If you had to pick one keyboard,
if someone was like, yeah, exactly,
held you at gunpoint, was like, pick one keyboard, then give it a shot.
Chewy, what are you voting for? I think I know.
I mean, tactile. Come on.
Yeah, it's true.
I wouldn't have made the Zyko for if I wasn't trying to go for maximum tactility.
Yeah, I mean,
Gently Bean, what's up? You guys should hit her up. She's an amazing artist.
She is. She is. I think Clicky's not getting as much love as it probably should.
I feel like the one person that did select Clicky may have done that as a joke. New Clickies are changing, though. That's what's awesome.
All right, I'm going to try to move some stuff around, see if we can't.
We're just doing some live editing.
Whoop.
Why Clicky deserves love. Okay. So I'll talk about Clickies for a second as this poll wraps up. I think it stopped. Yep, there it is. Oh, it was a tie.
Ooh, look at that.
Ooh, a tie. Some live editing from Mr. Osiris himself. Look at that. That makes it that's perfect. Because now neither Osiris or myself actually voted. So I think you would vote for tactile.
I would also, I'd vote for tactile. Boom. Look at that.
But clickies are very tactile, but they're loud. So here's what I think personally is the hardest thing. The best clickies. Now I have not tried Sherberts yet, and Sherberts are still very new. But let's rewind back like a month where Sherberts are not a thing yet. The best clickies are box switches. Box switches, 1, had the box gate problem, so people were weary to keep going with them. And 2, they're hard to lube, and they're hard to lube effectively. So when you're going to a clicky switch like a box navy, it's probably going to be a little scratchy. When you try something like a lubed Holy Panda or a lubed Zelio, it's going to be a lot smoother. You're going to be like, oh, I don't really care about the click anymore because this is so smooth, and it's still tactile. Silent clickies win.
Silent clickies. Just the noise of the click bar hitting. All right, Chewy, what's next? What's our next poll?
What's next? Half and half, though. That really does say something about how good switches are right now. Because I think before Gateron inks and creams, I think people would have gone mainly tactile.
Yeah, because we hadn't really had a hype linear switch. It had been people were stuck on the MX blacks and yellows. Like it was blacks or yellows, and that was really it. So
and Telios were always a thing. I guess,
true.
But
true.
But I think during this time, we've talked about it in the past where like box clickies had their heyday, and then with like Zelios there was this kind of awkward time between the end of box switches and the beginning of the Holy Panda craze. There's like 3 months in there.
Yeah.
It's like no one was really hyped about much other than like the announcement of V2 switches, Zelios. And then the Holy Panda craze came in, and everyone was like, "Yes, Tactile's back, baby!" And then we got creams and inks, and it was like, all right, full on linear now. So
yeah, absolutely. So up next, we've got questions about your springs. I think we're going to break this up into 3 options. So
spring weight, correct?
Yeah, spring weight. So what do we want to call them? Do you want to make funny names? Do you want to do like baby fingers under 65 grams, like under 60 grams?
Yeah, I'm just making sure I get my correct math symbols. Sorry. Math is difficult. And then normal. We'll call them normal.
Yeah.
Average Joes. That's what we're going to call them.
Average Joes.
It was 60 to 70.
Yeah.
74. No,
72.
72.
Because I feel like 72 is like it's like a good cutoff number. And then we'll go, what do we want to call the heavy boys? Do you want to be heavy boys?
The heaviest of boys.
The Thok monsters.
Oh, there it is.
I feel like there's a bunch of people who are, this is like their second time being here and their first time was Friday and they're wait, what?
What? All right. So the poll has started. So if you are new, welcome. We've gotten a lot of new followers. Appreciate all the new people. Obviously, you saw us on our Friday stream when we were together. This is a little bit more of what the usual setup is. We definitely would love to get to a point where we would be able to stream or do something kind of like that. And we got a lot of feedback from that too. We definitely appreciate the feedback. That helps. I mean, we're never going to get better unless you guys let us know if there is something that we can improve. So thank you. High-end average Joe, almost a Thok monster. That's a shirt.
Yeah, I'm a high-end average Joe.
I'm a high-end average Joe, but I'm almost a Thok monster.
I feel like most people are going to be average Joes. Because I feel like 63 and a half and 68 are huge right now, right? Like 68 is like the median for a lot of switches. Weight. Oh, Chewy can't spell.
I put weight. Yeah. Whatever, man.
You know, it's okay. Wow.
I am speed.
So I've been using baby finger switches for the past week, and like they suck. The switches are really smooth. It's the burgundies that I built in the TGR 910, and they feel great, except for the fact that they are so light. In Android, it's /vote 2. Willio, true. You get more clack with baby fingers? Maybe. Ask Moon. He's Mr. Baby Fingers himself.
He is Mr. Baby Fingers. Hey, man. Also, I don't teach spelling. I teach phonics. All right. I teach mouth sounds.
Okay.
No, Rick was like, it's okay. He's just a teacher.
True. True.
Spring white. Come on, man.
So, Chewy, we all know that you're a Thok monster.
Of course.
I don't think, when was the last time you actually owned something like for a long period of time less than 72?
Man, I have to go back. I think it's probably
Talisman when he was 11.
Fall. I would say fall of 2018 when I typed on 67 gram Zelios. And then just to try it, I put in 78 gram Zelios and used the WASD for like 10 seconds. And then I was like, okay, I'm desoldering board. I think that was the last time that I owned a board lighter than, I think the lowest I've gone is 70 grams.
Yeah.
So I guess, yes, lighter than 672. So 70 grams. I used 70 gram Holy Pandas, but then I actually switched to 74 when the Novelty Springs came out. So, and I think those are probably right now, if I had to pick, the Novelty 74 gram Springs are my favorite.
Interesting. What's funny about that story is the 67 gram Zelios that he's talking about are in the board that's sitting on the couch behind me. They are, so what one? Average Joe's?
The Average Joe's one. So I can actually look at it. So Average Joe's won 57% of the votes. Thok Monsters with 29% of the votes. So 16 to 8 to 4 with Baby Fingers. Makes sense. It does give you an interesting, I guess, that perspective of like more people, twice as many people like heavier springs than they do lighter springs.
Yeah. And I think there were some people that were saying in the chat when we first put it up is that they float between both, right? And I find myself there a lot. Like I use 78 gram Zelio V2s in my OSA, which I love. And in my Sirius, which is probably one of my favorite boards I have, it has 63.5 gram Nolive creams, and those feel great. So I think it kind of depends. I would say a lot of people probably use, I don't know, man. I think there's people that use lighter linears than tactile. There are people who use lighter tactiles than linears. So I don't know. Yeah, see, 68 gram plus for tactiles, under 63.5 for linears.
Which is straight because I use heavier linears. I typically won't go below 80 grams on linears. Just because I think because there is more force needed to push down on a tactile, that you need to have the extra. To me, it's like I'm trying to make them kind of feel at least slightly similar, so you need that extra force. So that's something that I have found to be the best solution. But once again, that's preference. Novelty 74 gram over 78 gram Zeal V1 springs for Holy Pandas. It depends. I mean, let's be real. The 78 gram Zeal ones that I have are not, I guarantee you they're like not even 78 grams because they've just been used so much. Like I'm sure that, I mean, there's spring, it's going to degrade some, but I would still, I mean, there's no reason you should go get Zeal V1 and just to get the springs when the 74 gram springs I still think are amazing.
Yeah. It's like, why do it? Why spend the extra money?
So, and then there's not much you can harvest from V1s unless you're trying to go for like V1 Xandas.
Or like a Zyko.
A Zyko, but still a V1 housing. So, but yeah, so that, I mean, that shows exactly what I kind of figured. Most people are going to be 67 gram Zelios are usually the most popular. I know a lot of people are on that 63.5 hype train for linears, so makes sense.
Yeah, the 63.5 gram springs feel really good. Isn't that like, that's supposed to be like what, like the magic weight of like, it's the natural feel. That's what some people say. Have I tried 35 gram Zelios? No, but I do have some 35 gram springs, and I put them in a Holy Panda just to see if it returned, and it did not. So
that's awesome. Lighter, everywhere I'm reading is that lighter is, yes, correct. Lighter is more tactile because there's less force, or sorry, there's more force on the spring, so that resistance is higher. So yes, heavier gram springs are going to be more tactile. That's kind of where the Zyko, another kind of side area of why I was trying to make that, is I was like, how can I make something more tactile than a Zelia V2 78 gram, but still be 78 grams?
Yeah, you stumbled on your word there, though. It's lighter springs are more tactile than heavier springs.
Oh, well, sorry. Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
But yes, lighter is more tactile indeed.
That's why things like people who have made Zykos, if they've used like a 67 or a 68 gram spring, a lot of times they don't like it as much because it's so aggressive. Yeah. The bump is so aggressive.
All bump.
Yeah. It's just like the bump is done. Okay, the switch is bottomed out.
Yep. And just like punching on your switches. Yeah. So the next one, it's going to be for our 60% fans. I guess you could kind of go into 65% with these.
There are some like HHKB style
outside of the HHKB. So we're going for layouts. Outside of HHKB, you can also just vote for win keyless versus standard, because that's a very 65%. We're starting to see some more kind of win keyless. The Bauer, other things are trying to kind of incorporate that win keyless feel to it. 75% are doing that. TKLs have obviously been doing that for a while. So that will be our next poll.
This is going to be win keyless versus HHKB versus standard top. Definitely your most common options. I don't know if there's necessarily like another option that's even more niche. I don't remember, not off the top of my head.
I'm curious to see. I want to see someone do like right side HHKB, left side win keyless.
Well, I mean, like technically you could say like some of the 65% that are like half win keyless.
Yeah.
It's like one side
with
is
a blocker.
Yeah.
Willio, I'm checking my spelling just for you.
There you go.
All right, poll has started. Don't worry, the actual layouts, I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Not layouts, but or maybe it is just layouts, but layout sizes, I think I should say.
Yeah, sizes is coming.
Sizes is on its way.
Sizes is coming.
Sizes is
I'm interested to see how many votes HHKB gets here, because I think it's going to be like massively in favor of standard or win keyless. What's up, Javon? How you doing? Do bottom row standard versus Sengen. That's a good one. That's a good one.
We'll do that next, actually.
And then we could do split backspace versus regular backspace. Well, I guess that's the same thing. We could do the space bar talk. I know that
flip space bar.
I know that Heine is currently running a straw poll for spacebar stab orientation, so north or south, or I don't care. So I like the look of HHKB, but I need my keys.
That
100%.
That's why I got off of HHKB, because I played I play video games all the time, and controls crouch, and I like crouching games.
Yeah, right.
And I would do the like awkward pinky tuck, but it would literally it'd wind up hurting my hand. By the end of it, my pinky would be sore.
Yeah, when people are like, "Oh, I game on HHKB," I'm like, "Do you just not crouch? Like, do you not crouch, or do you not have shift
crouch to caps lock?" Because on a true HHKB layout, control is where the caps lock is.
Yeah, but caps lock is push to talk for like a lot of people.
Dude, mouse push to talk.
I don't know, man. You got to put your nades on your mouse. I only got 2 buttons there, bud.
I only have 2 buttons too. I make it work.
I put my flash on scroll wheel button. T to push talk.
That's a reach.
That is a reach.
So we got just a couple more seconds. Make sure you get those votes in. Standard versus Win Keyless versus HHKB.
Interesting. I'm actually really surprised at this. So Chewy, you're Win Keyless. You made the Baka 60. That's Win Keyless. I would say I'd probably Win Keyless as well. I just think it's aesthetically pleasing.
Mine is specific because of the layout that I choose through QMK. So I do short right shift, a split right shift. Sorry. I do a short right shift, and my Windows key is actually just the function key, where usually function key goes. I just do that on my Windows for Win Keyless boards. Actually, I think this one's set up right now where I have 3 Windows keys. This is just a Sangen layout. Because my function keys on my caps lock. So I think that's just literally that's how that's the 001 Anthony set up my KBD 75. And I've been doing that ever since.
Yeah, I tried the caps lock function, but I randomly press caps lock all the time when I play video games. And so I end up just not having, like, I'll be moving and then all of a sudden I won't be moving because I pressed caps lock. So.
Dude, just secondary key your arrows to your WASD. Easy. Pro strats.
I mean, true. It is like that on a lot of games, but I took that off because, like, sometimes I'll use those for other, just accidentally don't press it. True.
Yeah,
then it's funny because then what happens is whenever I actually need to type something like in a chat, it looks like I'm yelling at someone. So, you know what? You win some, you lose some.
Make it a dead key.
Yeah. What does this key do? Nothing.
Just make a setting where it's like half your board turns off.
So funny story about caps lock function key. It was myself and Willio70 were at Chewy's apartment for a LAN party, and Willio70 is trying to get the Wi-Fi set up on his computer, and he's using Chewy's keyboard, and Chewy's like, yeah, the password's this, and it had a capital letter. And Willio's keeps using caps lock, and I'm like, wait, he doesn't have a caps lock key. It's his function. He's like, oh man. It was like literally like 20 minutes. Like we were trying to figure out what was going on with the internet and why it wasn't working. I thought there was something wrong, but nope.
And then you can't read it because it wasn't showing the password.
Yeah, because it just is the stars.
True story. All right, so let's do Sangen versus ANSI because I want to see that.
You mean Sangen versus regular?
ANSI, but yeah.
Oh, ANSI. Yeah. I don't know. I thought you were talking about the PCB for a second. I was like, totally over my head. Totally over my head.
It's TSANGAN, right?
I think so. I have to write it out. Yes.
All right, we're starting the poll. Puddin', I don't care. I love it.
I mean, see, you say that, but until you try to go buy like a hot swap board, then you're screwed.
But the other thing too, I guess this is also like a true layout. So like you're asking, this is split backspace? Do you want split backspace or do you not want the split backspace? Do you want a menu key on your bottom row?
Who uses the menu key every day? That's one of my questions.
I'm sure some people do.
Like, that's interesting. I prefer Sangen. I like split backspace. Chewy got me on the split backspace.
Shout out to Olivia. Olivia got me on the split back.
Dude, there we go. It's just so much easier. I
got short ass pinkies, man.
You do. Short but strong. Chewy, you're a heavy typer. It's okay.
Damn.
Never used it in your life, just tried it now. Dude, split backspace. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people who don't even know what the menu key does.
Never. Yeah, I don't even have it mapped. The other day, I was like getting angry because I was trying to shift F2 in a Uplay game, and thank God for VIA, but because it made it a very quick fix. On my second layer, I just forgot to map shift, and so on 60%, I have to go into my second layer for F2, and I literally was sitting there for like 30 seconds, like why is this not working at all? And
Mechs
Cruise
on
Control,
board.
thank you for the sub with air horns. Hell yeah, dude. We need to we still need to update those Twitch emotes because those fun, the face palm one's really good, and then the
yeah.
wide-eyed Osiris.
Yeah, we've got some new emotes coming. We got some cool stuff in the works. We're gonna be adding
Like
some stuff.
We're always working on something like 6 weeks out. So like this Mechs on the Mech Madness stuff is great, but we've been working on that in a while. And we're like, we don't really want to talk about it quite yet. But now we've got even more fun stuff.
Yeah, our year's coming up. We're planning on doing something cool for that. So be on the lookout for that.
How does Sangen split backspace work? I guess your question, like, just for clarification, is it Nitaru? So how does Sangen split backspace work? It's just the layout. So instead of having a 2U backspace in your top right, those get split into 2 separate keys. Typically, they're going to be your pipe key and your tilde key. Although some people, how does it help? It's just that's literally a preference. The one thing it does do is it moves your space slightly closer. It moves it to where the pipe key usually is. So you just don't have to reach as far. For 60%, it also gives you the option of having tilde on your keyboard because it gives you an extra key. For people like Osiris and I who play Counter-Strike, tilde is great because you can open up your console and you don't have to hit a macro for it. So, Singapore, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Why is Chewie's emote head smaller than Osiris's when clearly Chewie has the bigger head? That one, I do. And two, I don't know. Artist rendition. I think it's because you have to show the hair.
Yeah. He's got a bigger beard and more hair, so he's got to be smaller. I don't know. SM Keeps, thank you for the 2 months. We appreciate it. And ya yeet back right at you.
Tilde key is an actual letter in Russian. There you go. So it looks like saw it pop up for a second.
I believe it was Sangen.
It was Sangen. Sangen 14 votes. Ansi 8 votes. So yeah, I mean that's not really surprising. A lot of people like the 7U symmetrical bottom row. So Hype Train.
Fazza
started the Hype Train. Let's get the Hype Train going.
Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. We very much appreciate it. Also, tilde is an obnoxious key. It is not an obnoxious key. It is needed when you play Counter-Strike, unless you map your console to something different.
Likely. Just map your console to W. You won't.
Everyone use their Prime subs. Prime Wave.
Subs. If you do have Prime, if you like that 2-day shipping, you do get 1 free sub a month. And I'm not demanding that you use it, but if you would like to support our channel, we would be glad to accept the help and be very appreciative.
We would be absolutely elated.
If you use a Prime sub, say something for us to do, and as long as we don't break any rules, we'll do it. Like your Amazon account doesn't even have to be you.
It could be technically your mom's as long as they approve it.
It could be.
Yeah. Used it on Nathan Can't Lose That Big Man badge. You know what? They made it to where your badges stay now. That was always like the big thing. Like you don't want to, like I was subbed to Tim the Tap Man for like 3 years and I was like, I don't want to unsub because I don't want to lose my streak. But now you just pick right back up where you left. You just pick right back on up.
Damn.
Makes it's not as risky. Tim is an OG. All right, Chewy, what's next? What are we doing next?
We're doing size layouts.
Sizes. So this is going to be a big one. I'm going to have to make some adjustments. Is Chewy Tim? Well, Chewie has hair. Tim does not have hair.
So we got 40s, ergos, 60%. Literally the worst layout. 75%. I literally can't do more than that. So I can only max out at 5. We're going to have to make some cuts.
Just do 40, 60, 65.
We'll do 40/ergo.
Yeah. And then do TKL plus. Or do 65. Well, you could do 65/75. I don't know. I feel like those kind of clump in together.
We're just going to leave full sized out for right now.
Okay.
If you guys want to do full size, just like say just like tag us and put like full size, and we'll just add that naturally.
just write bigger than TKL in chat over and over again.
There is the poll. 1800 does not equal TKL. I mean, accurate. Bigger than the TKL. 1 vote.
1 vote for bigger than TKL.
Heck, you could technically make 2 votes.
You could.
You would never know.
Or maybe we should refer to it that way. Or not.
Just no
bigger
one has
than
voted
TKL.
for 60% yet. That's
fine. How does 60% have no votes? Hey, there we go.
There we go. We got 2.
Popped in with 2. TKL is just running away with it right now.
Oh, I can vote.
You can? I can't. I don't have it open because we count for the same vote, I think.
Well, I will leave us be without the vote. Got 2 bigger than TKL, 3 bigger than TKLs.
Ooh. This is pretty cool though. I didn't know you could make it like a browser source and it can have it appear. It's pretty sweet.
Makes it neato bandito. Good to know. You'll have to show me that whenever. Well, I've only got like 1 cap set I can put on my build tomorrow.
True.
At the moment.
Oh, Frisco Melt is just continually spamming bigger than TKL in all caps.
Oh, I think I've been counting it every single head too.
He's the one-man spam.
Go. $122 or nothing. That's a lot of caps. That's a lot of switches. That's a lot of
switches. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of like. Could you imagine how long it would take to lube?
Man, so when I built my Austin, I'd already lubed 70 gram switches for Holy Pandas. I'd already lubed them with 3203. And then I wanted to spring swap. And it took me like 45 minutes to spring swap. And then like having to be delicate so as to not rub all the lube off of the stems. And then I had to do another like 50, I think 55, I think I did for the Austin. And then that just took even more time, like start to finish. Oh, and I was so done lubing. I think my record for most lubed switches in a short amount of time was recently when I did 80 creams and 70, so 150 switches in a total time of like 4 hours. But they're linears, so I'm gonna like say asterisk because linears are a lot easier to lube.
Really, I find that linears are harder because you gotta do more.
You can do more, but you don't have to be as precise. You don't have to be like because I don't lube the top or the bottom, and you have to make sure not to hit the slider, the legs. So, all right, so 65% won. So I'm gonna start banning people.
I was about to say, I wonder if it's our chat just memeing you,
probably
for not liking. So we're gonna assume that 60% is your preferred layout. Is yes. Am I correct in my assumptions?
I would make that assumption. So 5 votes for 60%.
I'm gonna say 75% is probably my favorite because you can do the most with it, in my opinion. It's also the hardest to work with from a, like, if you want to like redo something, like if you mess something up, like if you mess a 75% PCB up, you're screwed a lot of times, but they look pretty. So that's cool.
They do look pretty. GK64, I do believe, is a 60%. I believe that's the arrow keys.
Yeah, it's the arrow keys.
Thank you, Rick.
65 taking the training wheels off, yeah, dude. But I like 65%. Getting some 65% here in the future, so I'm very excited for that. Gonna try them out.
Have some fun with them. So next up is plate material. So I think I have 5 here. I don't have palm on this list, but I think it's worth excluding just because it is not as readily accessible as most of these other ones are. But I also don't have carbon fiber on here.
I would put, I don't know if you need stainless steel. I know you personally like stainless steel, but that's very like minimal. Like no one's messing around with stainless steel right now.
Right. Well, I mean, in mass, but like KBD fans, that's still an option for like the newcomers.
I would literally put both palm and polycarb or palm and carbon fiber before stainless steel. Just because I feel like stainless steel kind of Osiris is wrong. I meant in overall like popularity. I feel like those are hot right now, right? Like
all right, so I'm putting brass, aluminum, polycarb, carbon fiber, and then in the last vote will be palm, stainless steel, and FR4 as a combined group.
There you go.
Starting her off. Let's get those votes in, peeps. Stainless steel is boomer material. That's kind of accurate.
It honestly is, though. What should we make this out of? We got some steel over there. Let's just cut it out of that.
Boom. Easy. Done. 60% plate. Right there.
I'm putting
carbon fiber with the lead.
Ooh.
All right. I did not expect that.
So I somehow muted you by accident for a second there. So all I heard was carbon fiber for the lead. Carbon fiber's winning.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I put one in chat. Dude, FR4 is awesome. Like I want an FR4 plate now. After using
brass is picking it back up.
After using the TGR 910 for a week, FR4 is pretty freaking sweet.
FR4 with Zyko. All the utility. I haven't seen someone build a Zyko board without like a brass plate, so interested because I'm trying to think. The Austin was brass. The Satisfaction was brass. The Baca was brass. The OSA was brass. The Fiel's brass. So for all the Zyko boards I know, there's another Baca. There's someone else I'm sure that. The Rukia was brass. I forgot what the other Zyko board that IME or you did.
I think it was also brass.
I mean, brass is just well, it's funny and it's interesting here that carbon fiber is doing so well. And this could just be, there's an entire class in college on just polling people. So obviously this is a very specific set of people. But it was, this is a smaller, I mean, if you look at Reddit, there's like 500,000 people and there are about 60 people in chat right now. So
yeah,
this is obviously not going to be the most accurate, but it's interesting to see that carbon fiber on a channel where we usually don't even talk carbon fiber that one.
Yeah, I feel like this is just showing us that we have no influence on our viewers,
which is good. Stay away from Greetech Reds. All I'll say. So, but yeah, brass, and then palm stainless steel FR4. I was expecting that to be high because that's 3 separate options. So it's like if I grouped aluminum and brass, it would have won. I guess technically brass. I mean, I would have voted for brass. That's my favorite because it sounds good and it's not as I don't like aluminum's probably my least favorite because it's like it's soft, but it's not. It's like if I want a soft plate, I'm gonna go with like polycarb. I'm gonna go with the softest. I'm gonna go with the softy boy. Or I haven't tried palm yet, but
the carbon fiber is pretty close to aluminum in terms of like density and how flexible it is, but it doesn't have any ping. Also, carbon fiber's like flexibleness is dependent on how thick it is. Like,
yeah,
if you have like a really thick carbon fiber plate, which I don't think really anyone's doing right now, it's going to be like rigid as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But the beauty about carbon fiber is even if it's really thin, it's still going to be really strong. So it's not going to have like issues with like PC sometimes can have like issues where if it's too flexible, it can mess up the like tolerances for different switches for different holes. So
Osiris came up with the idea just a minute ago for not text mods, but mod preferences. So mods on caps preferences. So let's do.
Unfortunately, we don't have a rank. It's only a vote. It's only your favorite.
Although we can release like a Google form.
Yeah, we could.
It takes like 10 minutes to do, and we can go over it. That's how we did that. We approached this. I think we did one of these. We've done a few. Well, no, because we did the last Google form more about the channel, but we did one back in like June. And I want to go back and rewatch that episode because I'm curious to know how it's changed and if anything that we've said has changed.
And that one was up for like a week. This was like literally just live. This is live polling.
Live. Up in your face on the streets. Mechs on deck on the streets.
We're on deck. We're chilling.
So we're going to have icon only, icon plus text. And then text only. We've got Dixie, the new Dixie mods, which is a version of icon plus text.
Which really should just be called new icons because they have been accepted as
the
new for GMK moving forward.
Just going to throw blanks in there. Why not?
Blanks? Okay.
People like blank mods. I keep hitting view results and it's taking me to the next page. So my dog was just under my feet for like most of the stream, and I haven't been able to stretch my legs out. And he finally moved. And I kept like accidentally kicking him in the stomach. I felt really bad. So, but yeah, with these these new mods, I like that there's an option. I think my personal I guess I forgot to add icon plus text. Like there's icon mods, icon plus bottom row text, and then there's icon because there's text only, and then there's text plus icon.
That's on
where
there.
the
Icon plus text.
I guess we didn't get icon only then.
Icon only. Icon plus text. Text only. New mods. New icons.
I know, but there's icon text. Like here, let me show it. So like on this shift key, there's an icon and a text.
That's
so like
icon plus text.
Icon plus text. There's also icon plus text, like how modern.
Oh,
the
okay.
bottom row is text.
You're talking about like a hybrid.
Yeah. Because that's another.
That's too many options.
I could have taken out blanks and put in that.
Yeah, true.
Younglad, Dixie, and GMK worked on the new icons. Collaboration. Yep. Because I know they worked on it for 9009 and then retroactively added it to 8008. And everything from Dixie. And I'm sure everywhere else. I don't think Dixie like put like a you can't use it.
Well, no, it's GMK. That's what they do now.
It's GMK's like, yeah. So
it's you have to request for the old style now.
One.
Yeah.
So, but my preference personally is I like hybrid. So I like the icons except the bottom row. I like the bottom row text. I enjoy that. That's my favorite. My least favorite, hands down, is text only. Can't stand text only.
Yeah. I like icons. I think it's like why I like waves and I like nines so much, just because of icon mods. And then to answer Nitaru's question earlier, he asked, what is the difference between the icon and text mods? I mean, the icon and Dixie mods. The new mods is, they are centered. They are 100% centered. So there's a lot of the icon mods, the traditional icon mods are not centered. They look strange when you actually look at it. Whereas if you were to look at what Dixie designed from a design aspect, it is correct. I know it's like a meme in the community, but I feel like it's one of those situations. The only reason why it's a meme in the community is because we've had our standard icon mods for so long. That's just what people are used to.
Yep. Join our Discord for more information. So, but yeah, it looks like icon plus text, which could have confused people. We skewed the polls because that can kind of mean two different things.
I think you can really lump those in together though. Like, I don't feel like that. I feel like that's still kind of the same thing, you know? It is different, but it's close enough.
Kind of. I think the enter is where it's with the enter key is where the big difference is.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, yeah, that's going to be the majority. Some people don't like the alt keys. I know a lot of people don't like the alt keys that come in icon only. The text mods or text only, I understand that. I mean, that's for a very minimalistic design, but like to me, I totally get that. It's I guess icons really make it feel more like a keyboard and less like just words on caps. In my opinion.
Yeah. For me, it's like it's the design as a whole, right? Like, I think if I had to prefer, like if I was to design a set, unfortunately we didn't have space for a I don't really care option. So we decided to put blank instead of that.
I said like blanks, like
yes. I know what you meant.
Yeah.
but yeah, we can only put 5 options, unfortunately. Can only do 5.
So next up, this is on to more keycap sets. So this is kind of interesting because we've seen a growth in monocolored kits with like the honey has the monocolored accent keys, or not accents but alphas, so you can kind of go mono kit. Coral did that. Nines is obviously monocolor. GMK white on black on white. We're starting to see Perestroika. We're starting to see a lot more monocolored kits versus the safe set, which I always talk about, like Cafe, Olivia, Carbon, where it's just white alphas, dark mods, pick an accent color. And then you have stuff like I guess it's interesting because like I don't consider something like Mizu and Modern Dolch to be the same, but the alphas are different. They're darker. They're a different color. They're not just white, and they're not matching.
But I think that, well, yeah, and that's still the same. Like, it's like the same idea as like an Olivia, but just slightly tinted blue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think like the darker mods with the darker alpha, like the dark colored alphas with the even darker mods, like Waves, Bingsu, something that has a fairly dark alpha but then an even darker mod.
Mm-hmm. Are you saying that against Modern Dolch or Mizu?
Mizu. I think Modern Dolch also fits in that. I think Mizu is closer to being like on the safe side.
It is, but I guess hot take, I would think that Bingsu also does. Hot take. Because Bingsu has a pretty light alpha. But let's keycap.
Yeah.
So we got mono. I'm naming one of these the safe set. Once again, the safe set is just white alphas, dark mods.
Maybe just put like EX Olivia.
Not Olivia plus. And then what can we name the other one? Just dark alphas, or not white alphas.
Yeah, true.
Not white, not monocolored.
And 10 Strong, I agree with you, but I mean, he'll figure it out. It'll get done, get taken care of. Like, it happens.
Yeah.
At least he was like, he came out and said,
yeah.
He wasn't just like, oh, whatever. Not white alphas.
Not white alphas. So
Interesting.
this is interesting because my favorite keycap set is sort of safe. It's like, it's basically safe.
I would say that camping is safe.
Because it's white alphas, a dark mod. It's just not like gray. It's not carnivorous. But so that's my favorite set. But a lot of my other favorite sets, it takes me a while to get back to a set that's a safe set.
I would say Oblivion falls closer to the not white alphas than it does the white alphas.
I guess it depends on which Oblivion you're.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about standard Oblivion.
Yeah.
Like just base kit.
Olivia, Cafe, Olive, the holy trinity of safe sets.
It's true. That's true. I think the safe set is going to win, obviously. Sitting here.
I mean, it's people like it. Mono is coming up, though. I mean, we're starting to see it more and more. It's simple. It's cheaper to run mono. Less keys you have to worry about. So that's always like a nice little grab. Like Nines was really, really good. Still one of my favorite sets. Because just it's simple.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I mean, even the not white alphas is coming up. Like we talked about, Bingsu did well, Waves did well. Mizu's close and it did well. Taro, I guess you could lump into there a little bit as well. Taro is purple Mizu.
What's the one that just ran? Future Funk.
Future Funk. Well, that Future Funk was mono.
Oh, okay. It was. I honestly haven't looked at Future Funk in a long time.
Yeah, Future Funk was mono. Unless you got the white alphas, then it could be safe.
That's safe. It's basic.
It could be both.
White alphas. Yep. Porque no los dos. Terra ran recently, and that was that. You have a Plus, which was just mono Olivia. So lots of safe options. Safe and mono, or it is kind of it's. You look at sets that have a lot more people kind of talking about like, oh, they either love them or hate them. It's those sets that are not the safe sets and not mono. People will not like mono because they like contrast. I totally get that. Safe set. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, safe set win. Which is weird because, well, I guess it's not weird. It makes sense, but also like some of the most popular sets of last year were not the safe set. Dracula, Oblivion, Mizu. Some of those sets that sold well over 1,000. You could
Olivia plus.
You could lump in 8008. Interesting. Would you say Oblivion isn't safe? I would say it's not white alpha.
Dark mod.
Yeah.
Where would Vileplume and Cat Eternal fall? Not those three.
Yeah. I mean, not white.
Different.
Not white alphas.
Unique.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way I could. Like 1976 is also in there. Like, just it's unique. It's different.
I think a lot of people will say Oblivion is safe because it's popular. Just because it's popular doesn't mean it's safe, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I think Oblivion is a little bit more, while the colors themselves overall are probably more safe, it's still different. Yeah, what is Handerbite?
Handerbite is above all. It is above this discussion in general.
Handerbite's its own special animal.
Just like Midnight Rainbow that's coming up. That's just, I mean, I guess it's mono, but
yeah,
still very like my wife uses one of her boards is a it's like a rainbow fade of caps. Just burn it all. I assume you're talking about Handerbite. Those sets are going for a lot, man.
They're really going for a lot because there's like 155 of them.
So thank you for joining us on the polls. If you have questions for us,
if there's any other polls you want us to run,
if you want us to do polls, that is our list that we have done. Yeah, if you have any questions for us, if you want us to ask some polls to the chat, we'll happily do those. Artisans on board or clean? I feel like that's just, do you like artisans or not?
I mean, still, you can run it.
Yeah. But it's moon.
Yeah, but run it.
Run it. It's moon.
Just run it. That's not. I mean, that's a viable question. Ooh, flipped space. Yeah, no. Screw artisans. Right. Flipped or regular space.
Screw moon.
Wait for his reaction. I hate you all. Flip spaces for savages. What percentage solders their own boards? I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like you have to solder your own board in this community to be a part of it. You know, like it's not like if you get someone to help you
stuff and not do the work.
Yeah. All right, flipped or standard? Man, standard's out to an early lead. We're both flipped boys.
We are on the flipped boy train. It's just comfy.
Has there been anything that surprised you tonight so far in these polls, Mr. Chewy?
The carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber? I wouldn't.
Carbon fiber plate. surprised me in the fact that it beat Brass. I was not expecting Brass to lose.
Yeah, but I think Brass is like we joked about stainless steel being the old man. Like if stainless steel has already retired and it's in the nursing home, Brass is getting ready to retire. You know,
I don't know. I mean,
we
I
got all
still
these new kids on the block. They're fresh. They're hot. They look good. They feel
if you
good.
look at all the boards that are coming, still the high end boards, the hype boards, still Brass.
Yeah, because it's a boomer, dude. They put it on everything because they got to do it.
If they keep getting put out, does that mean it's still a boomer?
Yeah.
If we're going to talk about actual boomer, FR4.
No, because it's not. It hasn't been used as long, right? Like if brass is like the standard, right? Wouldn't that make it like the old school? You know, like it's the classic. Like there's nothing wrong with being a boomer or being classic. It's not like it's a bad thing. It's not a negative thing. But like you've got these zoomers. You got carbon fiber.
I just don't see carbon fiber coming out on boards.
There's a lot of stuff that's carbon fiber. The JO1, the JO2, it was offered for Sirius. I mean, Sirius offered everything but brass. Yeah, Chewie's defensive of his brass.
Of the brass boomer. I'm not defensive of the brass. I'm saying that the argument of brass is old news, carbon fiber's the new thing, that I will disagree with.
I don't think you can say that it's not if it's on the come up. Like if people are starting to use these other plate materials.
But that's like okay. The JO1 was a private buy, sort of semi-private. The JO2, yes, but that's like 2 boards. When Key Colt starts using carbon fiber boards, and I will happily start saying yes, it's on the come up. But I just disagree that carbon fiber is on this crazy on the come up.
I don't know. I think it is. I think you'll see it. It'll be reflected. The water's trickling. The waves are coming. All right. But no, I think carbon fiber's coming. Palm's coming.
I want to see more palm.
At the end of the day, we want to push these plastics and these other materials. I mean, carbon fiber is more expensive, but plastics like palm, poly, FR4, they're less expensive.
They are.
You want to do it?
Fact, brass is expensive. That's premium. The more money you spend, the better it is. That's how it works, right?
That's not how it works.
So it looks like standard spacebar wins 13-7. That doesn't surprise me. People might not like the aesthetic of a standard or of a flipped spacebar, and people might go, I'd rather have something look nice than maximum comfort. It could just be different to them. It could be how they type. They might not be gamers. Who knows? It's not directly for gamers, but that's all preference on how you type.
I also wonder what the ratio of flipped spacebar user to regular spacebar user is based on like a size of hand ratio.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the bigger your hands are, the more comfortable flipped spacebar feels, because your fingers are naturally going to sit further back with your hand being larger.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like super uncomfortable if you have a regular spacebar. So,
Jeff Lippard, I think most important thing here is flip spacebar is clearly worse than awful.
I use proper typing posture. I can't use proper typing posture because I'm tall. If I sit lower and if I sit low enough to make the proper typing, or I'd have to sit so high that my legs would be in the desk basically, because I have a tiny body and really long legs and really long arms.
I just do it because I have broad shoulders. So if I have to awkwardly like bring my arms in, like this is, do I look uncomfortable? Cause I am, but if I relax, I bring my right hand at an awkward thing. But you know what? Here's how I'm going to say, type how you want.
Yeah. Type how you want.
As long as the words come on correctly, type how you want. Flipper normal.
You know
Words
what,
per
Frisco?
minute speeds. I cracked 90 recently.
Yeah, I'm at like 70. I'm not very fast typer.
I cracked 90 on the Austin. Words per minute speeds for a poll. Talking about like just where people are.
We could do that. We could do like a like.
All right.
You can make the highest 100 plus. I don't want to feel bad about myself. Don't go like we'll do best Zoom kit or Zom kit. I'm not a fast typer. But I type accurately, which is what matters. It's about finishing. It's not about how you get there. Someone told me that one time. I don't know how true that is.
All right. New polls up. There you go.
120 and up.
I know a lot of people who are in like the 110s. I'm like, if I really sat down and gave it.
It's not 120 though. It's exclamation point 20.
And whatever, dude.
No worries. Moon, you know what? Go spend more time researching Bluetooth headphones, okay?
What is Moon saying now?
He's talking crap about my typing speed. Because I said it's not about the journey, it's about finishing.
I mean, that's just typing speed's just a flex. Like, so you can type slightly faster than everybody else. Congrats.
I'm sorry that I just like people.
You're still taking forever to respond.
I'm sorry, Moon. I just like people knowing what I'm saying and being able to understand me as I talk.
Yeah, we like to have fun here.
God, man. 400 millisecond peak. What is it, like negative 35 degrees up there? Come on.
My New Year's resolution was to get faster and better at typing. Feels good. Yeah, man. There you go. That's a good resolution to have because that's not something that, I mean, one, if you just go up by one, technically you got it. Good job. But no, whenever I do tests, unless I like severely just fuck everything up, I'm usually in the like low 70s. But if I get a good rhythm going and my dyslexia does not start acting up, I can hit like upper 80s, and 92 is my fast. But the other issue though is I get like scrambled because then I'll read words backwards and it's just awkward and annoying. And then I'm like, oh shit, and then every time I have like the second I make one mistake, I'm like, I can't physically type anymore.
Yeah, I'm in the 70 to 90 range as well. If it's like a bad day, then I'll fall under 70, but I'm definitely on the lower end of the 70 to 90 most days.
And this is like typing tests. Like actually just sitting down, if I'm just like typing something like a paper, or if I'm typing like,
if you're typing your own
thoughts, my own thoughts, I'd say add like 20 to it because I can type a lot faster. But like reading, there's more things happening.
I type normal thoughts way faster. I don't. I type normal thoughts way slower. That's because I always end up being like, wait, no, I'm going to change this. Wait, no, I'm going to change this.
Toxic Monkey. Welcome. 70, 90, 90 to 120. Normal thoughts way faster for me. Yep. Accurate. Pinky's out. Top clack.
You and Brian.
Dude, always.
Index finger, spacebar.
But yeah, Toxic Monkey, talk like thank you. When in doubt, pinky's out, always. You just type fancier than everybody else. I'm assuming this is Brian. You just type fancier than everybody else.
It's like 4 a.m.
Welcome to the blue M Club.
Oh, you don't index the spacebar. That's just Chewy. He's alone on that one.
That's there's dozens of us. All right.
There's dozens of you.
Dozens of us.
So we had a tie. So 70 to 120 is a tie, which is interesting.
That seems about right. Because 70 to 90, I think, as long as I assume everybody's pretty, for the most part, pretty honest. Because you don't have to put your name on it. But I think 70 to 90 is pretty standard. I think that that's a good rhythm. That 90 to imagine, that's just people who are slightly better, slightly faster typers. Like that's just people who they might, like, I know when I was in college, I was because I had to type papers all the time, and I had to do research papers all the time, so I had to do like just shit ton more typing. So people there that can be affected just based on how much you actually type in a day.
Yeah, I feel like my typing probably took a downturn when I didn't go to school and didn't have a job where I had to type, except for on the 10 key for like 5 years.
Oh, I can still rip through a 10 key because of Guitar Center.
I can dominate a 10 key.
And then I went on to do the what's the word? Audit stuff for the hotel.
Yeah.
The hotel. I was like, I just, that, I miss that.
Dude.
I wish I had been into mechanical keyboards because I would have totally brought
mechanical
just like
keyboard.
Just a numpad.
Dude, dude, freaking green screen at Guitar Center. The first like 2 months you're there, you're like, this is the worst thing ever. And then after being there and you figure it out, you're like, this system is incredible. I can do so much in so little time. But yeah. There's Howie.
What's up? Thanks, bud.
Anubis is still out. He's dead. He's DED.
If you bork, I'm gonna like eat you. Totally kidding. I'm not gonna eat you. I love you. I only throw him onto the bed. Oh, but he's got my hair.
All right.
I like the Superman throw my dogs. Anyway, keyboards. So thank you. This has been enjoyable. Like I said, if you have any more questions, we're gonna quickly run through our sponsors real quick.
Yeah.
Switchmod.net/Mechs on deck gets you 4% off. Lube, springs, all that other good stuff. Zap Cables makes the best cables. He's also got awesome desk mats, stickers, and other keyboard related accoutrement. Dixie Mech, Mechs on deck/Dixie Mech, or Mechs on deck.dixiemech.com. That will, if you go pick up GMK Botanical in a few days. And be sure to check out Mech Madness as well, Mech Madness 2020. So that, and then we also, if you get Botanical, you get entered to win, be a part of the Dixie Dozen and get a year of 20% off coupons for key sets. Why don't you take the other three?
Yeah. So next up we have Project Keyboard. You can go to mechsondeck.project.link. Pick yourself up GMK Ashes. I believe it started today, either today or yesterday.
Today, I believe.
Go pick it up. It's a cool looking set designed by our good buddy Tyson. So go check that out. And then Canon Keys, canonkeys.com/mechsondeck. Pick up some GMK Honey. I think they have a discount for the alternate alphas set. I don't know if that's still running, but definitely pick that up. And then last but not least, Type Beast. Want to sign up for the newsletter that he's got going. He sent out the first one today. You make sure to sign up for that so you can get that sent out to you. Yeah, it's a pretty good little piece of information. So check that out.
Very nice. Is anybody else streaming? The people that we follow.
Oops,
Normal thoughts way faster for me.
Not.
That was really late. Why are sometimes our alerts are like so late?
I will never understand that. I'm gonna scroll through Twitch real quick and just see if there's. Not that I'm not really seeing anybody. Do we just like go raid a rando?
Dude, let's just go raid a rando.
He's on just chatting here.
All right, someone AZ_axe.
The axe. All right. Are you doing it? Or do
No,
you want me to?
didn't rate him.
Super Smash Bros. Melee. All right. Well, thank you guys. Be sure to swing by tomorrow, same time. Ready to raid. I don't. Okay, there it is. I was like, that timer is going faster than normal. So tomorrow I will be building a Wolfmark WM1 with meth looking like Zycos.
Methcos.
Methcos. I love it. And I will be so I'll be streaming that tomorrow at 8 p.m. And then Wednesday we'll have Tyson on to talk about some GMK ashes. And also, I think we'll be discussing. We're going to be having all of the Dixie sponsors on. So we'll be talking a little bit about their own personal keyboard stuff, and then we're going to be, maybe fighting with some bragging rights over bracket.
Yeah,
Some
talk a little bit about
bragging.
brackets. Be sure to check out Friday, 8 p.m. Central, or 9/8 Central, as we've been instructed to say, by our director. Dixie can be our director.
Director Dixie.
Director Dixie. He didn't actually instruct us to say that, but I just wanted to make that claim. But check out Mechs on Deck. Check out Mechs on Deck for Mech Madness live on Friday at 8 p.m. Central. Ooh, Rick Clack with the 28 bits. Thank you, my dude. But yeah, come back Friday, 8 p.m. As well. So it'll be a good time.
I had to restart the raid.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was like, I don't want to awkwardly cut off in the middle of the sentence. Rick Clack with 100 bits too, man. Whoa. Well, there they are. This guy, thank you very much.
Thanks, Rick. Maybe if we stay live longer, he'll donate more. I'm just kidding. No.
No. All right. Well, thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. I swear.
See you.